What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Father Sayers, aka Chris John. For the most part, look, y'all already know what to do. Yeah, y'all already know what to do. Listen, I'm coming at y'all because of how I actually really titled this. This is nothing more than a continuation of what I said previous. Everybody all up in the air about what the fuck Charlie Clark said. Charlie Kirk said, as far as like black women, so-called black women, not having the brain power to accomplish everything. So, and then y'all mad about it. But let's actually really stop and think about this for a minute, right? People react to what the fuck they see. And no matter how many times that the prominent so-called black leaders, whether it's Minister Farrakhan, whether it was Jesse Jackson, whether it was Al Sharpton, or anybody else for that matter, that actually really said, hey, look, watch how you portray yourself on camera because it's not going to do nothing but give them the opportunity to say, see that? See what they doing? That's what you don't need to bother with. So basically what happens is this. And for the most part, and I swear this actually really sounds like something that I've already said once before. Matter of fact, I know it's something that I have said once before, right? So for the most part, let's actually really look at the so-called hip hop era. And we can actually really break this shit down for the most part. You can have like for the simple fact that, hey, look, we rapping because we want to be heard. And then every once in a while, a message was actually really being said, right? And then you have the conscious rapper or rap groups like Public Enemy, Boogie Down Productions, right? And then we take that shit even further, right? Where that you got Luke, Uncle Luke, right? Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, NWA, the so-called gangster rap, right? And then this is when motherfuckers start twerking this, that, and the third, right? And then here come the baby mamas, then here come the twerking, they come fuck me shorts, whatever. Go out to the club, get drunk, you fuck, you pregnant. Then this motherfucker is, you can't find this motherfucker, right? Not to say that hip hop was a part of that, right? But at the same time, though, the correlation is way too fucking obvious, right? So with the twerking, I mean, let's just actually just stop and think about it for a minute. Okay, so you look at how a female was shaped back then, and you look at them now. The BBLs, the fake hair, the fake titty, everything, the whole nine, right? You carry that shit to the club, right? And we already know what the fuck gonna happen. It's just like what KRS-One said a while back, right? He like, okay, you have black men, you have black boys. The black boys is like, oh, I want the house, oh, I want the big car, and all that kind of stuff. Those are black boys. And then you got the black girls, they want to be with the black boys. And then here it is, you got babies having babies, right? Now, let's actually really like take that and look at it from an outside, a so-called outside entity. And then y'all wonder why Charlie Kirk said what the fuck he said, right? How the fuck you go from fight to power to gin and juice inside of 3 years? Is it because of record sales? Or is it because the higher ups don't want you to be too goddamn conscious? It's just like what I said in the previous video. Programming, right? Programming. And so that's, let's just say that that's the so-called fucked up side of the equation. So let's actually really stop and look at the so-called good side of the equation. Say you go out and you get the black women or the so-called black woman that they gonna say, okay, look, well, I'm not gonna put on the come fuck me shorts on. I'm not gonna shake my ass at every given moment, whether it's out at the club or in the gym for that matter. Right? I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do the other. So let's just say for shits and giggles, okay, yeah, you go get your piece of paper. Because that's all what the fuck it is. You're still 359 degrees short of what the fuck that you studied. But you got your job. You got a six-figure salary, right? Now you actually really try to go out and get somebody that actually really that can match your brain capacity, considering what the fuck I just told you, right? You go out and try to match somebody that make as much money as you, which for the most part, if you actually really paid attention to any of my videos, you already know what happened on August 15th, 1971. But with all that being said, right, a lot of motherfuckers ain't trying to hear that shit. And so you as the so-called black woman, they got your 1 degree. You 359 degrees short of what the fuck that you actually been trying to accomplish. And then you wonder why that your counterpart, whether he be black, so-called black, or so-called white, and then you wonder why, well, why the fuck don't nobody want me? Because I tell you why. Because the system was already in play. This is nothing more than a part of the original programming. Meaning, if you do this, you gonna get this. And then once you get this, you'll get this. All of this shit ain't nothing but a big ass lie. Or it could be it's just for the simple fact, it could be just for a selective few. And just know that in that selective few, there's a mixture of so-called white and so-called black. Okay, I'm just, I'm just putting this shit out here, right? And so, what happens is this: it was an episode of Good Times that actually really explained this. JJ was in the ghetto, and he met a girl where that their parents were once in the ghetto, but the father worked his way up, got him out. And so for the most part, he didn't want nobody, he didn't want his daughter dealing with anything that came out of the so-called ghetto. And for the most part, James Evans put him in his place, right? And so for the most part, as much as I hate to give this motherfucker acknowledgement, but here comes the nigga wake up call, right? Because for you and for most black women, right, that are a so-called success, and just because you a so-called success, you think that you have a pick of the litter. Wake up, motherfucker, right? Because just for the most part, right, the men that you're actually really looking for, they've already been taken for. They don't want your ignorant ass. Or I'm not gonna call y'all ignorant, but just know that, hey, look, they already been taken for. And so basically what happens is this. You as a black woman, so-called black woman, right? You set your standards. And for the most part, most black men may not meet your standards. But it's just for the simple fact that they out there, they doing the damn thing. Most black men don't want your goddamn money because they make their own money, right? But since you got your little bullshit degree, right? You think that you're better than somebody that hasn't been to college. But it could be just for the simple fact that he realized the bullshit programming before your ass did. See, y'all never thought about that, right? And so again, you got somebody that's who let y'all tell it is on the so-called outside, and he see the black woman in the ghetto with the come fuck me shorts on, booty twerking, drinking, smoking, doing whatever the fuck ever, right? Then you get fucked, you get pregnant, then what happens? See how this shit work? But you motherfuckers were swearing down that Charlie Kirk didn't like black folks. It's not that he didn't like black folks, it's just for the simple fact that for the most part, he saw how you motherfuckers do shit. He saw how y'all motherfucking operate. Right? Now, we can actually really sit up here and be like, okay, well, hey, guess what? Shit can be chopped up just like they chopped up his shit. Right? But then y'all are the same motherfuckers that have bitch out Candace Owens or anybody else for that matter because they don't fit the criteria. So my question to you motherfuckers that's all on this man's nuts, whether he's dead or alive, hollering about that he didn't like black folks. Well, this actually really take everything what I just told y'all in perspective. And then ask yourself, as a so-called black person, would you love yourself? Right? Would you be skeptical getting on an airplane knowing that there's a motherfucking so-called black person that's flying the goddamn airplane? Or anything else for that goddamn matter, right? See, this is y'all's motherfucking problem. It's almost like, okay, y'all can call each other nigger all goddamn day long, which is a rather fucked up word. But let somebody outside of what the fuck y'all call a race, let them say y'all want to raise hell. See how stupid y'all are? And then again, once again, y'all wonder why I call y'all what the fuck I call y'all. It again, it motherfucking amazes me, right? It's it's just like that documentary. It's like okay, and what Richard Pryor said, we never was no niggas, right? I guess y'all forgot about that. But then at the same time, when y'all actually really go out and do what niggas do, and then when somebody outside of the ethnic group see it for what it truly is, and then point it out, y'all got a problem with it. It's just know this. Sometimes, right? You may need that so-called outside interference. And I already know motherfuckers that so-called know what the so-called black community wants to hear and don't have no earthly idea what the fuck they talking about. And again, I'm not gonna motherfucking say no names. But what's Ice Cube's real name? Till next time.